Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Better Days Films. It's your boy Z, and I'm back with another movie review. Before we get into this review, please do me a favor. Please hit that like button. Helps my channel out a lot. I'm trying to grow over here onto Better Days Films. Also, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you doing that. Hit that notification bell. And if YouTube don't let you know when I'm dropping videos, I'll leave a link down below for my TikTok so you can follow me over on there. I'm always active on there. I always let everybody know when I'm dropping videos, what I'm working on. So definitely click that link down below and follow me over on TikTok and follow me over here on To Better Days Films. But let's get into this review. And that is for Marvel's Thunderbolts. Now, before I get into the review, Marvel. Now, Marvel has, as we know, to a lot of people, has been going downhill. The TV shows have just been bad. The movies have just been bad. Like, ever since Endgame, it's been slowly declining. Like, you see a lot of, other YouTubers saying like the agendas that Marvel's pushing. It just been leaving a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Like, Marvel has just been not good lately. Like, they've been putting out a lot of bomb TV shows. After Endgame, I did watch some Marvel stuff. Like, I watched Falcon and Winter Soldier. I enjoyed that. I watched WandaVision. Like that. WandaVision had a lot of speculations and, stuff that was happening in the show that, but then you find out the truth. So it wasn't like, what people was hoping. You can't see it because the poster is up there, but there is a Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness poster up there. I like the poster because I like Doctor Strange. I like Scarlet Witch, but I can't stand Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I hate that movie with a passion, and I will never, ever watch it again. But I got that poster because I went to see that movie in 3D, and it came with a poster. So got that poster. There's so few Marvel posters up there. Like I said, I'm a big Marvel fan. So when the movies started going downhill, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. But I enjoyed Spider-Man No Way Home. Great movie. Love Spider-Man No Way Home. But after that, it's just like a lot of stuff been going downhill. Always drink water. Then I didn't see the next Captain America movie. I didn't sit down and watch it. And they mentioned it briefly in Thunderbolts, what reminded me, I was like, oh shit, I've never seen that. I never sat down and watched that movie. So, and that was the one thing, I'm going to be honest, 100% honest with you guys. And that's one thing that I do have to get over, because when I started this channel, like a year and a half ago, I would, if there was something I didn't want to see with Marvel, I wouldn't watch. Like, I never saw Black Widow, even though like it was available on Disney. But I never sat down and watched the Black Widow movie because I hated that they brought a movie out when she died, when Black Widow died in Endgame. Then you decided to make a solo movie of her. So I hated that. Never sat down and watched that. So this was my first time seeing her sister on screen and actually everything. So, and same thing with her father, but of course I like Bucky. He's in this movie, as you know. But listen, Marvel has just been going downhill. And like I said, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I've said this on my TikTok. I'm excited about the Avengers movies. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. Can't wait for them to come out. But the more that I thought about it, and it's crazy to think this, and I know if you haven't seen Thunderbolts, or you probably did because it's been out for a little bit, but if you haven't, it's going to be spoilers. I'm going to be talking about when it comes to the Avengers, especially in this movie. It's a lot of reminding you of what we used to have with the previous Avengers. And I know this is making them the new Avengers. But it reminds you of what we used to have, and what we used to have with Marvel is just like, damn, we used to have it good. And what the hell is going on with Marvel now? But so that was one thing. But now back to what I was saying. When it comes to the next Avengers movies, and I thought about this, I'm more excited about seeing what they do with Doctor Doom and Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom than I am actually about the Avengers. But with this movie, Thunderbolts, started to change a little bit. But before I sat down and watched this movie, when it came to the next Avengers movies, all I've been talking about to my friends, is what the story is going to be with Doctor Doom, and looking forward to seeing what Robert Downey Jr. do. But when it comes to the Avengers, I'm just like, who are the Avengers? Who are we going to see in that movie? So, I'm hoping it changes. Hope I get more. But right now, as I said, swayed a little bit. But when it came to the next Avengers movie, all I've been focusing on is Doctor Doom. So that's where I'm at with that. But let's get into the Thunderbolts review. Now, I did a trailer reaction to this. So I wouldn't say I was hyped to see it, but I was going to watch it because, like I said, we know with Marvel is either a hit or miss, but there's been a lot of misses. But when it came to Thunderbolts, I didn't sit down and watch any reviews on it. I kept an open mind because I wanted my opinion on it to not be ruined and to not put anything in my head. So just sat down and watched it. And the one thing I will say is the movie is, it's not bad. I'll give it that. It's not bad. Like, it's watchable. Like, I did enjoy it. Am I going to call it the best Marvel movie that came out recently? No. But I did enjoy it. Yeah, I did enjoy it. Seeing, like, cause Winter Soldier is one of my favorite Marvel characters, so I do like him. Seeing Bucky on screen again was great. But pretty much the plot of this movie is about, like I said, we've been talking about spoilers, is Valentina, if you've seen, Falcon and Winter Soldier, she showed up at the end to help Walker become USA agent, and she's on trial for impeachment. So she's trying to get rid of everything in her company, everything. And even though they weren't the Thunderbolts at the time, everybody that's involved, that's a team of the Thunderbolts, she has them meet at one location to try to destroy each other and want to blow up the building so she can get rid of all the evidence and so she doesn't get impeached. Well, while they are down there, they start realizing, oh, she, Yolanda says, "Oh, like we're here to kill each other. Like she pretty much turned on us." So they discover that, but then they also discover somebody who who's been down in there, whose name is Bob, and he doesn't know where he is, doesn't know what's going on. He only remember vague stuff. So Valentina's sister finds out that they are down there working together, so she sends a team over to try to destroy them. And okay, first we're going to start. Before I'm not going to go into any bad stuff yet. I was just about to go there. We're going to talk about the good first, and then we'll get to the bad. So Valentina is the villain of this movie. She's trying to not get impeached. She's trying to destroy the Thunderbolts. Now, it had good fight scenes. It did have some good fight scenes. It did have that. I thought the characters worked well together to an extent, but that's part of the bad that I'm want to mention. But I did enjoy the plot of the movie. Did enjoy the plot of the movie. And Bob, let's get to him. But because you think that when they first show him on screen, they keep hinting at that he has powers, but you don't know. They're just hinting at it. Because like he touched somebody, they see something from their past. Like Walker saw that him arguing with his wife, and then him walking out like the room arguing over their baby, because they're like, it's like, you're not watching the baby, and he's like, I am watching it. If you don't want to let me do it, Miles, because he's too busy on his phone looking at news about him, and he's like, fine, if you don't want to let me do it my way, then you do it. So, and they all saw something from her past. So it seems like when he touches people, they see bad stuff from their past. When I first seen because when they're escaping the facility, as I said, Valentina sent people to try to destroy them. When they escape with Bob, and because I'm not, like I said, I haven't been really watching, so I'm not familiar with these characters. Let me look at my notes real quick. Some of these characters, like, Ava, who Ghost, the girl from Ant-Man and the Wasp. She's, like I said, she's in this movie. She's Thunderbolt. And she escapes right along with them, and Bob sacrifices himself for them to get away, bring attention to themselves, and you find out that he does have powers. He like shoots up in the sky and like just falls down like a missile. So Valentina takes him to New York, and you find out, Dave, that she's taken over and brought the old Avengers building that Tony Stark owned. R.I.P. Tony Stark. Man, R.I.P. Tony Stark. Like, no matter, like, I know this is all about Thunderbolts, but just for a second, like, going back to Endgame, like, that scene when Tony died just always gets me. Like, it got me good and when I first went to see it, but just want to say that. Back to Thunderbolts. So she's taken over that, and she's convinced Bob that Ava and all them, Yolanda, like they're all the bad guys. Like, they're the bad guys, and she talks them into helping her. So when they show up, Bucky, Yolanda, Ava, Yolanda's dad, who's like the Russian Captain America, they show up at the building. She invites him up, and she's like, "Oh, I just put in that drywall because they crashed through the building with a truck." And she's like, "Just come up." So they go up. They start talking to him, and they want to arrest her, but she's like, "I'm not here alone." Bob comes down the steps, and he's all dressed in his new outfit. And but when they first started talking about him, like the research, see the notes and stuff in the folder down in the hideout, and when he came down the steps, all I could think about was Superman, the way they had him dressed. So Superman automatically came to my mind when I first seen him. So he's a very powerful. Bob is very powerful. Like he is like five, as they said, was five Avengers put into one, and they try to fight him. They can't do nothing to him. Everything, nothing penetrates him. Like he was whooping their ass. So they retreat. Valentina tries to go, tries to control him. Like, and he's like, why? And she's like, pretty much that you got to listen to me. And he says, like, why do I have to listen to you? You said I was like five Avengers put into one, and one of those Avengers is a god. So he starts comparing himself to God. So he doesn't want to take orders from her. So he turns on Valentina. He turns on her, and he tries to look like he's going to kill her. But then her assistant, now Bob was made with a kill switch that, that they can hit a remote and disable him. Well, Valentina's assistant disables him and shows her loyalty, because her loyalty was questioned by Valentina through the film, because she kept saying, like, why are we doing this? Like, I thought you wanted to help people, and like what we're doing, like, is not helping people. And she's calling Bucky, letting him know what's going on, because he's also trying to get Valentina and Peach, arrested, we want to call it. So she hits the trigger to disable him. And Valentina's like, oh, you finally came to your senses and showing your loyalty. So they leave. And while they are talking, all of a sudden, like, Bob is like really, really, really dark, like a shadow. And all of a sudden you see these light up eyes as if he's just turned himself back on, still alive. So you find out Bob has his powers, but the powers are linked to a dark side, because he's been through a lot of chaos in his life. And when they gave him this serum or whatever, and he's been through hell. He has a lot of depression. So his assistant, Valentina's assistant, said, like, when you put the serum in Steve Rogers, he became Captain America, you're putting the stuff in somebody like him who's been through a lot, it could have a different outcome. And it did, because Bob has a dark side who's like completely dark shadow. All you see is like these red eyes. And he pretty much starts raining chaos on New York. He, like, people just start vanishing and just like turning into shadows. Like, someone like the Snap, but not in the same way. It's just like they just disappear, and it's like they just a shadow, like a shadow mark is left over. So that gets them having to stop Bob, is what gets all of them to start working together. So I did thought this was a fun movie. I did think this was a fun movie. Marvel's had a lot of misses, and I don't think this is like that bad like their previous projects, movies have been. Now let's get to first. And I did think that everybody did do a good job at playing their character. Like, I did think that, but let's get into the stuff that I didn't like. I don't know if it was like the editing of the movie, but it just seemed like one like periods of the movie, like it would get like extremely low, especially like when a fight scene would start, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere it would just get loud again. Like, I don't know what was that about. And in the beginning of the movie, when they discovered that they were sent to kill each other and they started to fight each other, the music that they were playing was just like really like it took me out of it because they're fighting each other, but the music was like laid back, kind of like it was really weird. So that's another bad thing that you know that kind of took me out a little bit. I'm like, what the hell? Like they're fighting, but the music is not fitting. Like the music didn't fit for that scene, and I don't know. It's just for them to be the new Avengers is to me it's just like in the end credit scene they did talk about this too, and I'll get to that too. Is that Marvel has just been so off track with everything. The Avengers movies is on the the horizon, and now like they're like, oh, here you go, here's the new Avengers. Like nothing has been like set up for years. Like the first time when Iron Man came out and Thor and everything just started, like it just went on a nice pathway to eventually we got to the Avengers movie. But now it just seems like everything is in like chaos um and they're just like, boom, here's the new Avengers. Here you go. Before the Avengers movies come out. So and then I did see they started changing after the movie came out, they started changing the marketing of some things from the Thunderbolts to the new Avengers. So that's pretty much. I just felt like it's not really smooth and over of them becoming the new Avengers. But I had fun with this movie. So Bob has a dark side. He tries to destroy fucking New York, puts a shadow over. Wanda goes into the shadows to try to help him because she wants to help Bob. They find him in there. Everybody comes in. She starts seeing like things from her past, dark things from her past, and they eventually finds Bob. They talk, and she tells him like that you're not alone. And eventually, everybody else comes in to help them, and they try to find a way to escape. They confront the dark side of Bob. Confront the dark side of Bob, and he tries to. Bob fights him, like, and then you can see that he's starting to develop, I guess, into the dark side, just like his dark side. So Yolanda runs over, grabs him, and tells him like, "Yo, you're not alone." Then the rest of the team comes over. They all grab each other, and are out. They are out back in New York, and so when this dark side goes away, Bob's memory just goes away. Like he doesn't remember what he did, doesn't remember where he at or anything like that. Now they try to confront Valentina at the very end, and she's like, oh, like she like they one wants to kill her, one Bucky's like we need to arrest her. So she like goes through a curtain, they go after her, and the media is behind the curtain. So she's like that she's been secretly performing a team to pretty much help save the world, and just so she could seem good in the public eye, so she has a reason not to get impeached. So she says that she's been putting together the new Avengers. And Yolanda walks over and says to her, "We own you now." And then the movie goes off. So it was a fun movie. Like I gave it that. It wasn't bad. Like I thought, not like I thought it was going to be. Is that Marvel's been, like I said, having putting out a lot of losses. So it was nice to finally get to a movie and sit down and enjoy it. Like I did enjoy it. Now, rating. Sorry. What am I going to rate this? So, Thunderbolts. I am going to give this movie a Like I said, I enjoyed it, even though there was some stuff that like kind of took me out of it a little bit. I'm going to give it seven, a 7 out of 10, because I can sit down and watch this movie again. And that's another what I do to with my ratings too is if I could watch it again, but there's some movies that I can't go back and watch at all. And like I said, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is one of them. And now, looking at my notes, even though like the movie did get there's a lot of positive reviews, it kind of underperformed in the box office. Their budget was 180 million, and they only brought in 382.4 million. So it underperformed in the box office, and it could be because like of all the crap Marvel has done. It has turned a lot of people off, and a lot of people just doesn't want anything to do with Marvel anymore. Even if they put out a good movie, people may not go and watch it. So, end credits. The first end credit was just Marvel's. Oh, let's put this end credit in here. Like it was meant to be funny. Let me get to my notes. Yeah, so sorry. Red Guardian. Had to find him on the list. Red Guardian. So it'd be like the Russian Captain America. He's in the grocery store in the first end credit, and he's the new Avengers, Thunderbolts, whatever you want to call them, are on merchandise. They're on cereal boxes now. They're on Wheaties, and he's trying to show this lady like that he's on the box without having to tell her, so she can say like, "Oh my God, that's you," and it makes the situation weird. She takes the cereal, and as she's walking down the aisle, she puts it to the side, and he's just like, "Damn." So that was the first end credit. It really wasn't nothing. Now the final end credit. There is 14. They say 14 months. 14. I think they said 14 months later. You see them all together. They're talking. They're like people are saying like, "Are they the real Avengers?" Like everybody online is saying like, question if they're the real Avengers, or like pretty much questioning them as the Avengers. So they're having a discussion like that. They're also getting some satellite that something's going on in space, and the end credit scene dragged on just a tiny bit, but it eventually. I was like, could you get to the point? It eventually got to the point. They said there's been a satellite. There's something coming towards Earth in space. It's a ship. So they go up to the screen. They look, and the ship is going, and they're looking, and then all of a sudden the ship kind of turns, and you see the Fantastic Four logo. So that is the first mention of the Fantastic Four that we have gotten. So the Fantastic Four movie is out, and I definitely got to see that next. That's next on my list. So as I said, they set up the Fantastic Four, so that's next. So, and that's when it ends, and credit ends. So this movie wasn't terrible, wasn't the most bad thing that I've seen from Marvel. So I give them that. I give it a 7 out of 10. So what do you guys think of Thunderbolts / New Avengers? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know down in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. Anything else you want to talk about Marvel, like that you can't stand with Marvel, that you like that Marvel's doing, let me know down below, and we'll talk about it. I'll also, like I said, I'll leave my link down below for my TikTok, so you can follow me over on there. Please check out my other content that I got on my channel. I just released 6 videos within the last few days, and that is, I did my first ever TV show review for SWAT with Shamar Moore. I did a review / rant on Medea's Destination Wedding. Had a lot to say about that. I did a big channel update to let you guys know what's going on with my channel, what my future is. I did a concert review because I'm a big Weekend fan, and I went to the After Hours Till Dawn Stadium tour. Did a review for that, and I just released yesterday my Megan 2.0 review, and I did a video also on my thoughts on Shrek 5 being delayed. So all those videos are available on my channel right now. So definitely head over after this video, check those ones out. And before you go, please like this video. Helps, like I said, helps the channel out a lot. I really appreciate it. Check out the other content that I just released, and like them, comment, follow me over on here, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.